Nothing really has happened. Now it's time for the takeoff period. And it means that the president is only left with 2 years or even less because, mind you, there's a campaign period. So let's say some 1 year period to even deliver. What's going to be your response to those people who say that the 4 year period in that regard isn't enough? And so it is important for us, to add 1 year to it. I hear you, all right. You say that you are not for the extension of the period from 4 years to 5 years. But I'm just making the point that there are those who are also espousing the position that the 4 year period as we have it now hasn't given us enough room in terms of delivering the people delivering on our development.
Okay, based on the premises that you just built, I believe that there's poor planning on the part of our politicians prior to the ascending on the seat. Because why do you have to waste time preparing and planning during your tenure, at least the first year? We end up spending much time in appointing our ministers, planning what to do. But I believe that there's a need for a national development plan or agenda that will guide our leaders so that immediately they start the whole thing or they kickstart their tenure, they concentrate on what is expected of them rather than wasting at least 1 or 2 years doing some of these basic things that could have been done before they come to power. And then that's what I'm saying, that the 4 year tenure is better now unless our leaders are able to prove to us that they are ready to deliver. Otherwise, why do you waste time during the election period or during your first year appointing people? That means most of the leaders don't have the team before coming to power.
Exactly the case. And so it means that if you were an opposition, party, you didn't put your house in order before coming into a government.
Please.
Because I've heard the likes of Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ochi, who said that, look, if any serious government or if any serious political party worth its salt would have put all these necessary plans in place before being elected into power.
Exactly what I'm saying, because this exposes them. Okay, so the same thing will happen even if we extend it to 10 years. It means that people are rather pursuing their parochial interest, not the interest of the country or the national interest. Otherwise, the 4 year term, if you go to America and other places, they are doing the same and they are doing very well. And if you look at Burkina, as I said, this young gentleman just came in and look at the kind of development he's putting up. So please, for me, I'm not in support of that idea.
Okay. The last thing that I would want your take on before you take leave of us. I see you are in motion actually. Has got to do with the news that we had yesterday. The former Maslog boss, acquittal and
Hello, please can you come again? Sorry.
Yes, so I'm talking about the last item that I want us to talk about this morning before perhaps you take leave of us this morning. And you are a lawyer, of course. With regards to Sedina Atiunu's acquittal and this charge in that regard. When you heard the news, how did you react to it? And perhaps you may want to speak to us about the details, what it means if the court says that really the case, the state doesn't have a case against Sedina Atiunu in the first place, for which reason she's been discharged, by the courts.
Oh, I think in this case, to me, I believe there's a struggle between power and the law. Because why are we fighting corruption and at the same time exonerating people who we think have been involved in such allegations of corruption? So we as a nation, to me, we are not so serious fighting against this kind of corruption that we claim we are fighting against. Because you arrest people from opposition and just jail them on the same or similar case. And then suddenly you begin to exonerate people because they are political supporters or members or whatever be the case. So to me, Ghana is not ready to fight against the corruption we think we are doing.
What would it mean for the party, in power?
Come again, please.
What does this mean for the party in power? And this is going to be my last question.
Oh, okay. So it tells you that you when you get the power, you can use it for anything that you want to do. And therefore, it should be a lesson to the people in power or the ruling government that one day, all those they are trying to jail or prosecute or whatever be the case will also be exonerated. and they will be the ones in the other side, on the other side of the coin.
Council, let me thank you this morning for your expert analysis this morning with us.
You're welcome.
And wish you all the best. So that's Mr. Samuel Osei Poku. He is a private legal practitioner. Just done some 13 minutes into the R9 right here in the studios of Class 91.3 FM. Let me say a special good morning to you, Nana Ofe, my brother-in-law who is listening. I know. Anyway, so let me know what you think of the issues that we've talked about this morning so far. 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202. So Nana Ofe of Ghana Water. Yes, Nana Ofe of Ghana Water. Let me be specific. You listen to me a lot, and it's good to know that you listen and that you give me all of those feedback, just so we can get better at what we do. Okay, let me also take the time to read some of your messages, a lot of them actually. Pretty shortly, my colleague, Dr. Desmond Annan, would be joining me in studios again, and then we can delve into the issues from our own perspective. We've spoken to the experts to give us their expert analysis on the issues that are playing out this morning. But this message here says that my name is Maurice Agblevo. Well done, my brother. The problem we have in this country is leadership, you say. Okay. Good morning, Charles. In fact, Ghanaians should kick against the extension of presidential and parliamentary years to 5. The 4-year term is okay, and when the president is doing well, another 4 years is given him. The question is, what happens when we vote for a Nebuchadnezzar as a president for 5 years? That's 5 years times 2 to 10 years. Okay, that's a big question. Have we forgotten so soon the previous government? No matter the arguments, the 4-year will help us. John Abbott with that message. Okay. From Mystic Wonder Avuko, inside in Sawamadu Ejiri, you say every Ghanaian has a right to appeal. So Sedinam's acquittal is no news because the law was a law yesterday. I suppose that's what you mean. Today, and the law will still be the law in the future. Okay, the 5-year presidential term is good, but you can imagine, or can you imagine, Nanadu, the Baumia-led government being in power for 10 years? My regards to Honorable Mark Teta, the Greater Accra chairman, hopeful of the NDC. Okay. Master Red Kaswa, also known as NPP Beba 2028, you say Ghanaians, especially the youth, are very disappointed in John Mahama and his NDC administration on the aim of freeing all the NDC criminals and jailed MPP members just to make their supporters happy. Okay, we've heard them, but they should also remember that the elephant does not forget. Long live the MPP, long live Dr. Baumia and the incoming National Women's Organizer and Central Regional Treasurer, Hawa Kumsin. Okay, this message here says, good morning, Charles. Concerning the drug issue, I was initiated by the compound, or in the compound I grew up in. I grew where they sell Indian hemp. So what is your status now? Have you been able to wean yourself from same? Have you been able to stop? Maybe you may want to send in that message so that you can share a piece of advice with someone who is struggling with addiction and wanting to get out of same. Charles, good morning. Talking about drugs, I see police officers with bushy hair and beard. No, sometimes it's normal. It's normal. Bushy hair officers and beard is normal. There are times when if you are somebody who gets bumps around your, what do you call this place, doc, where your beard region. If you are someone who get beard, what do you call it, bumps, whenever you shave, you can go for a medical report and then they would spare you, so you can actually shave. And there are special forces within that are allowed to actually keep their hair on. So you say that you can see clearly in their faces that they use Charlie. How are you able to tell that? Charlie, some people have experiences. So anyway, you say, please, have their rules of recruitment changed? I want to know. It hasn't changed. So that's what I just explained to you. Obi Tema, you say that someone advised me not to buy Sobolo in Madida. Doc, would you buy Sobolo in Madida? I don't know why he says so. He says
why? What is wrong in buying Sobolo in Madida?
Some of us like Sobolo.
He's inferring, and the people of Medina are listening to him.
They are listening to him.
Yes, yeah. But we are not. We cannot say that this thing is just an activity in just one location or community. It's spread all over.
It's widespread. I mean, it's something that's here.
You go and drink something or eat something.
I tell you,
which will disturb you.
I tell you.
In the things around it.
Anyway, Abbas Amogbo or Amogobo Offenso, you said that I'm making appeal to all well-meaning Ghanaians to beg NPP lawyer, that's the former Attorney General, Godfrey Adami, to explain how he preferred 78 charges against one accused person and could not provide just one concrete evidence to support his case, and yet managed to get 10 years conviction against the same person. Okay. There are some questions, when you read them, then you say Asem Sebe. Teacher Kujo Tepa, you said ha. Interesting times in Ghana. The NDC is discharging and acquitting its members from the courts while sending MPP members to court and imprisoning some of them. Collins Dawuda said in Atamaklo, Dr. Opuni, etc. have been freed. Who is the next? Oh, Collins Dawuda was freed under this administration, or he's just lumping the issues together. Anyway, who is the next to be freed or jailed again? Ghana, political power on display. Very interesting times ahead. And greetings to Dr. Baumia, and it's from teacher Kujo with that message from Tepa. So Tepa is Bono. Tepa is in between Bono and Ashanti. Sometimes I got confused. It's supposed to be Bono, isn't it? Anyway, so good morning to everyone doing the listening inside Tepa. Good to know that you guys are listening, and of course it is Class, and this is the Class Morning Show here on Class 91.3 FM. Bonti Benjamin, you say looking at the level of work the Eswal administration or the Eswal Akufo-Addo government embarked on and has been abandoned by the current government, the 10-year mandate will help save our resources from going down the drain than the 8 years we have now. Good morning. I'm Eben from Kwabena, and I'm for most of the recommendations by government that presidents have to pay tax on salaries and allowances, but I am against president appointing 5 people for one to be elected as chief executive, as MC or DC. It should be open for all to be selected or elected, period. Greetings to Honorable Dr. Julius Zebra, Chief of Staff, Honorable Peter Kwesi of Tema Shipyard, and Honorable MC Agbo of Ghana. Yes, Kwame's MC. Okay, all right. Yeah, there was a message here about Doc's mic and all of that. Okay. Masawood inside Kumasi Bantama, you say the ordinary Ghanaian has lost faith in this so-called justice system and the so-called democracy because they see the government in power as actors who loot the state and go scot-free. The judiciary is gradually losing its credibility. My fear is that if care isn't taken, what happened in the Rawlings era is bound to happen again in the future. Still, hashtag Baomiabeba 2028. And it's from Masawood, you say regards to Sampai National Vice Chairman Hufu. For the MPP, you say, good morning, Mr. Charles. Please, we hardly hear you guys. Oh, the boat drivers. No, we've been talking about you guys. And yesterday, I was even having a conversation with my brother Amir that sometime next week, would bring the guests into studio so that we talk about the issues, to do with your activities here in Ghana. The fact that you purchase these vehicles on a work and pay basis, you pay 30% to the ride-hailing app, and then after you pay this monies, you still have some monies that you pay because you are doing a work and pay. And then you are left with a pittance to go home and take care of your family. You have about 3, 4, 5 children to take care of, plus a wife, plus an aging mother, plus other siblings who are all behind you. It's not an easy thing. We understand. You just trust that we'll bring the experts here so that we talk about the issues sometime next week on the Class Morning Show. Okay. Right, quite a number of you, have sent in messages, and with regards to the term limit for the president, a lot. The messages are too many. I don't know if I'll be able to make time to read them. Doc, just spare me some 2-3 more minutes. Let me deal with this once, and then we'll come back and then have the conversation. He says, good morning, Charles. We are tuned in big inside Kaswa. Ghanaians do not want the extension of 4 years to 5 years for elections. The additional 1 year difference will not do anything. Juliet from Kaswa with that message. He says, I would love if you would invite some drivers of Uber, Yango and Bolt to explain to you how wicked, especially Yango and its partners, are making a lot of youth die and end up with kidney issues. Oh, okay. Look, I just completed a trip. You are doing 200 Ghana cedis for a car owner every day, and you also you end up paying more money not only to Yango but then again to car owners every trip. And that's what I just talked about. You didn't add your name, but let me just make you the promise. Okay, that's a Meroni with that message. Okay, let me just make you that promise that next week we'll try and get the relevant state agencies and then officials into the studio, and then we'll make this issue a big issue next week. Just trust us with that. Duvo You say that the NDC government must be very careful with regards to our judicial issues. Joseph from Tema Community 25. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Joseph. This is Pauline from Dodowa. It is time to adopt Harakati Zaka Mungano proposal of incumbent non-self succession model of governance, where the ruling term is moved to from 5 to 8 years, after which the ruling to 5 to 8 years, after which the ruling party won't participate in the election but organize it. You can't be the referee while playing it. Good morning, Class FM. Please, they intentionally disqualified some people and they are claiming it's substance abuse. My own brother doesn't smoke nor drink alcohol nor tramol, and the number he's talking about is never goes through. Oh, okay. So the number that council spoke about, I'm talking about the deputy director for the Narcotic Controls Commission, that they've given some numbers that you can call and then, check your status. You call and it doesn't go through. Because our parents wanted to know from Vigilance inside Pram Pram. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe we'll bring it to their attention. Sometimes you can understand that you get millions of calls on these lines whenever they announce them. So sometimes it isn't easy, but we'll bring it to their attention. Good morning, class. I think anybody who doesn't understand Sedina issue should also go to court and try the law. Erica from Saki. Gulf City Saki with that message, and this one here, perhaps the last one before we get into the conversations here in studio, says that I strongly agree with the lawyer you just spoke with. Our political leaders are not serious with development and governance. They are just playing and making some money at the expense of the citizens. Let's maintain the 4-year term of political positions. Let's push for proper national development plan and its continuous implementation by whichever political party is in government. Chief Kofi from Manet Estate with that message. To a large extent, I've read all your messages today, and thank you very much for being a part of the program and sending in those messages. You can still do so if in case you just tune in via the WhatsApp line 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. But are you ready to reveal your fortune? Reveal Scratch for Win is here to change your life for good. Just dial *850*5# and win up to 1 million Ghana cedis or more in cash prizes instantly. It's easy, it's exciting, and it's regulated by the National Lottery Authority. So you pick up your phone, you dial *850*5#. You choose your station to play the game on, i.e. Class FM. Select stake amount between 5 Ghana cedis and 2,000 Ghana cedis. Choose your lucky card out of 5 options. Confirm gameplay and enter your Momo PIN. You receive your game results and winnings instantly. It's easy, fun, and exciting. So get ready to scratch, win, and live your best life with Reveal Scratch for Win up to 1 million Ghana cedis up for grabs. *850*5# is a short code. Reveal Scratch for Win. Scratchy keke. Nidi sika say bam. Reveal is strictly for persons 18 years and above. Reveal Scratch for Win is powered by Super Cash Games. Sometimes big moments start with small things. A call to a loved one, a Momo transaction to support family, a bundle to grow your business. But what if all this could lead to something bigger that you ever expected or imagined? So with my MTN or the MTN R30 promo, every call, every text, every browse, every Momo transaction, every connection to home fiber, and every activity on the My MTN app earns you points towards amazing rewards, including 9 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prados, over 10 million Ghana cedis in cash prizes, and unforgettable experiences just for you, because every move counts. Dial *530# or use the My MTN app to participate now, and let's stay connected everywhere you go. MTN R30 promo, make every move count. T's and C's apply. I saw the Class Morning Show right here, and I have my colleague Desmond, Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan, join me back in the studio, and then we're just going to have our take on the issues as we've spoken to and engaged the experts with the analysis on the issues. The first thing that we're going to be talking about, which a lot of you have sent messages to, has got to do with the term limit for president, which has been extended from 4 years to 5 years. Look, so you had a conversation I had with the historian from Ho Technical University, Divine Yawamu, who says that look, it is something that would help us as a people. And he's not the only person who is saying this. He says that it's something that would help us because if you look at a 4-year period, the first year or perhaps the first 2 years, the government of the day would have to settle in. So put certain things in place. And then the next year would be the period of takeoff, if I may. Yeah. So if we're talking about the infrastructural development of the people, maybe the first 2 years wouldn't address those things. The first 2 years would address the fundamentals. And once we get the fundamentals right, then we can build upon it. And so then there is the last year, which is left for campaigning, or a large part of the last year is left for campaigning. So you have a government, or the system that we have applied ourselves to all this while, as a system which only makes for the government of the day to deliver maybe say 1.5, or maybe 2 years. Let's extend it of its mandate. It hasn't helped us as a people. In that regard, he is for it. There are those who also say that if you are any government worth its salt, you would have mapped out your strategies even in opposition before coming into government. So the first few years, to do what really? Where do you stand?
Yes, I stand with all the various ideas and concepts that have been propounded in this regard, and we would want to, as it were, agree with everybody on this particular subject and discussion. Just to say that, and everybody, like I said, everybody's right. Those for and making the case that it is important that certain people or certain leaders come in well vested and are ready to take up the mantle because they might have put certain things in place, knowing very well that they are potential winners of an election, for which reason you don't want to come or be elected and be seen to be not to be prepared for the office and what have you. So for it to be a reason why you'd want to consider the extension of the term of a presidential or a parliamentary office and what have you, all the arguments are ripe, all the arguments are correct, but you see, there's always what we call the best practice and what works for a system. And so we have practiced this 4 years over the period for some time, so many years. So it's important that as a people and as a nation, we ask ourselves that if we do an introspection into the conversation about the term of office in this country, how helpful has it been? How helpful has it been? So that it becomes necessary that we add a year or 2 years or what have you to the current arrangement that we have as a nation, i.e. the concentration and the conversation around term of office of all our leaders or people who intend to lead us. I yesterday when, first of all, before I proceed, let me commend the 8-member committee, which was led by Professor H.H. Mensah in this regard. When they brought the recommendations, we read some of it. We thought that there were some very, very important observations and recommendations that were made by those revered individuals who formed the committee. And we give it a thumbs up for. Clearly, you could see that a lot of work had gone into that committee and the recommendations that they proffered. A lot of work, because clearly there were things that the ordinary Ghanaians had kept on. Had made frantic effort to get their voices heard over the period on some of the matters that were brought to the fore by this committee. And I want to take this opportunity to commend Professor H.H. Mensah and the team that helped him put up this report and recommendation. Having said that, a lot of the countries globally in the world now started with some 4 years, and over the period saw that there were some it wasn't feasible, it wasn't helping their cause with regards to the tenure of offices of leaders and heads of state and what have you. And so they decided that what can we do? What can we do about the system that we've practiced over so many years and it's not helping? And it is, I've always said that if it is not broken, you don't fix it. You only fix things that are broken. So having said this once again, I am of the view that the recommendation of the Professor H.H. Mensah is as a result of taking a deep introspection into what we have practiced over the period. For how many years as a nation? I mean, 69 years or so as a nation. And democratic dispensations, having elected, leaders through the ballots, having spent 4 years, practiced this 4 years regime for all this while. What benefits have we